Good morning and welcome back to Ken's Little Acre. This morning I'm taking my cabbage and my broccoli and my cauliflower and transplanting it in bigger pots. I'll put them back in the grow tent and let them grow in there till the end of January. 1st February I'll put them in my heated greenhouse and they'll stay there until they get ready for planting sometime in March, hopefully this year. Last year we was late because of the weather. It stayed cold and froze up until pretty close to the first or middle of March, and we didn't get our garden out as soon as we usually do, so we had a late garden last year, although we had a beautiful garden. So I'm going to be transplanting these things into these cups and putting them back into the grow tent, and it's not going to take very long. I put 2 seeds in each cell, and most of them came up. As you can see, I've already got some in the pot here in the little cups. I'll do the cabbage first, then I'll put it in the grow tent, and the broccoli next, and then I'll put that in the grow tent, and then the cauliflower. But it won't take very long. Some of these that I'm pulling out, I can transplant back in to the pot because the roots are still real good. So I'm going to have more cabbage and cauliflower and broccoli than I'll really need. But I always plant 2 seeds in each cell to make sure I've got plants coming up. You don't never know about seeds, but usually they come up real good in the grow tent. So I'm going to get to work here and put this cabbage and stuff in the things, and then I'll put tags in them to mark them to make sure I know what's what. One year I didn't get the seeds out of the cells right. I didn't notice my A. I always plant with my A towards me, and then I know what I've got in each row going back. But one year I forgot what I planted in each row. I didn't log it like a silly bird, and I couldn't tell what was what until I planted it. So that was kind of a ridiculous thing. But I've learnt since then to not try to go by memory when you're 78 years old, to always write it down, put it down what you've done, so you'll know for sure what you're doing when you do it. So I'm going to put this in here, and we'll just get along and do some of this. I put plastic down on the floor so I can catch any dirt that I lose, and pour it. When I pick my plastic up, I'll pour it back in the bucket, and I won't lose any of my potting soil. I don't like to waste things. I like to keep everything going well and make it all right. That's a big one. That one came out good. I'm going to have to do that one differently. I got my son and my daughter-in-law raising their own plants. As I said in one of my videos, the old grow tent that I had, I give to him with a light. Of course, I didn't give him the good light, but I gave him a light. It works good, so he's still using the same setup, but I enjoy getting out of the house and doing things. I don't like being in the house all the time. Of course, I'm in the garage now because it's raining outside. Otherwise, I'd have my table set up outside doing this. But it's raining, and I had to leave my wife's car in the garage, so I don't have much room to do this today. But I needed to get it done because it's getting pretty high, starting to bend over, and I was afraid some of it get broke. So I'm putting them in the cups. But if you notice, when I put these things down in the cup, I put them down in there good and deep to just let about 3/4 of an inch stick up out of the soil. If you'll do that, I have found out by doing this that your plants will be a lot healthier and a lot sturdier when you put them in the garden. Now, I really don't know, because I've never really looked at them when I plant them in the garden, but they say that once you plant them down in there, the stem will grow roots up as far as it's buried, and that gives it a good root base. The better the root base, the better the plant. So that's what I'm doing this morning. I'm planting them down good and deep and fixing them up where they'll go in the garden good. I've got an earth auger, a 4-inch earth auger, and I always put turf cloth down where I plant my cabbage, my tomatoes, my cauliflower, and stuff like that. And I bore a hole with that earth auger, and it fits right down in there good. And when I plant these, after they've come up, they'll be up so high, 6-8 inches high when I plant them. I'll plant them down and break the bottom leaves off from the bottoms and plant them down deep too. So they'll be down there good where the moisture's at. I don't know if it makes any difference or not, but I've had good luck with my cabbage, cauliflower, and broccoli by doing it the way I do it. So, you know, I used to just take them out and throw them in a cup and didn't care whether they was deep or not. But anymore, I try to do them to where they'll be doing the right things here. The roots are already started out the bottoms of the cells on this planter, so they've only been in the grow tent since the 6th of January, and this is the 19th of January, so they've been in there a little less than 2 weeks, and they're already ready for the cups. That's why I like the grow tent. Everything grows so nice, and I've not had any problems with my plants getting diseased or anything like that raising them in the grow tent. So But it's like I say, it's all work, but it's rewarding work. It's really rewarding to chow down on good fresh sauerkraut. Good to have your own potatoes and beans, not having to go to the grocery store all the time to buy taters and beans. I really enjoy doing this because it is, like I say, real rewarding. You may wonder why I'm not taking all the dirt out of the cells and putting them in the cup with the whole root base in that dirt. It's easier for me to fill the cup, put a hole in it, plant the plant, instead of trying to put this down in a cup so far, hold the plant up and then put dirt around it. It's just easier for me to do it this way. It's the way I've always done it since I've been raising my own plants, and I've not had any of them that I put in the cups to die. They've all come out of it. Knock on wood, they may not this year, but they all come out of it. And I've always had real nice big cabbage. This cabbage here is Brunswick. Does real good in the spring. It's a real good cabbage for cold weather. And it'll do real good in the spring. I put a little more dirt in this cup. Enough. Okay, I've got the cabbage in the grow tent. Now I'm going to start on the broccoli. My little cheat sheet here tells me that broccoli's in the next 2 cells. So I'm going to go with that and we'll get that done. So here we go. Wind and rain's blowing outside. It's getting colder. It's getting a little cooler here in the garage. My garage all through that 29-degree weather stayed 52 degrees without a heater in it. This garage stays pretty good and warm all winter. I've never seen the temperature go below 42 in here. So it's not really too bad. 52, 54 degrees is what it is right now. according to my thermometer upstairs where I keep everything intact. So that one didn't want to give up, did it? No. The roots are still warm where I had it in that grow tent. I can pull them off. Ah, shoot. Sometimes the hole don't get big enough. Go down in there. Get down in there, you little booger. Have to put a little bit more dirt in this one. Yeah, I have to put a little more dirt in this one. Oh well. Went to the eye doctor the other day. I've had a torn retina in my left eye, and it's doing good. And they done cataract surgery on me last year, and my eyes started getting bad again, and they say I probably will have to have another surgery on that eye because my vision's getting bad, gets blurry sometimes, and it's hard for me to see. So they're going to see me in 6 more months at the VA hospital in Nashville and do another, I guess, laser surgery on my eye. I hated to go back to wearing glasses again. Them roots grow fast. They are already coming out the bottoms of the cells. That's why they get a little bit, I have to loosen up that dirt a lot to get them out of there. Well, there's nothing like good fresh vegetables in the spring. When I go to garden, a lot of times I like to take a salt shaker with me. And if the broccoli is getting pretty nice, I'll break off a little piece of it and put some salt on it and eat it. I get cucumbers and eat them. When I'm picking green beans, I'll always eat 5 or 6 of them because they're good. And I guess they're good for you too. But probably better for you not cooked than they are cooked. But I do corn the same way. If I'm shucking corn, I'll eat me a piece of corn. And then my wife wonders why I don't run up to the house when she hollers for lunch. Because I've just about filled up on garden stuff. When I was a kid, Mom raised turnips. And I'd pull a turnip and peel it and eat turnip like it was an apple. They were good. I never did really like turnips. I like turnip greens, but I never did really like turnips cooked. But I liked them raw. Eat them like an apple. They're good. I'm not going to keep all these cauliflower plants. Just about everything I sowed came up. I'm not going to keep them all. I'm just going to keep about 14. I don't never plant that much broccoli or cauliflower. But I'll plant all my cabbage. I saved 15 cabbage. So boy, that's a tall one. That's just about sitting on the bottom, and I still got 1.5 inches sticking out the top here. That'll be all right. Might get a little crooked, but it'll be all right. I try to keep my cups. Some of these cups are 3 or 4 years old. I do wash them out and sink. Get them clean. But I try to use my cups from year to year. And these little tags that I buy for the putting the names, what it is on it. I got cabbage on the one side, on the others that I put in the grow tent. Of course, I'll put broccoli on these and cauliflower on the others. But I'll always have my broccoli and my cauliflower and my cabbage planted before my tomatoes come out of the grow tent. So I'll be able to take and run a little line. Well, you can tell what a tomato is anyway, but you can't tell what kind they are. But I'll put tomato on the other side of it and put what kind of tomato it is, and use them tags over too, and probably keep them for the next year. When I put cabbage in, I'll already have cabbage road on it. So it works out pretty good. Like I say, I don't like to waste anything. And the other ones that I had last year are somewhere around here, but I don't know where. I put them up and probably over in the other shed. I didn't feel like getting out in the rain this morning. They're beautiful plants. Got some plants here. Some green. Seven so far. When I get all finished, all this seedling dirt I'll put in a plastic sack. It'll stay damp, and I'll be able to grow something else in there with just a little extra fertilizer that I'll put in it, and it'll do a real good job again. It won't take long for them roots to start coming out the bottom of these holes in the cups. About a week and a half, and the roots will be filling these cups up. So everything's doing real good. Boy, that broccoli grew tall this time. Broccoli's always taller than cabbage and cauliflower. And when I cover, you'll see this spring when I cover the cabbage and the cauliflower, I plant it together, and then the broccoli I'll put on the end in another row or on the end. And I got a higher trellis for the broccoli, because it'll grow about 4 foot high, and you got to let it grow up so it'll mature out. But the cauliflower and the cabbage stays down pretty low, so you don't have to really worry about it too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to get 4 more broccolis, and then I'll put the rest of that back in the grow tent to in case I lose a plant or two. Never have, but there's always the first time. I've always said that I'm about the best on earth. I was blessed with a beautiful family, with a beautiful wife, good wife. So I'm real blessed. Some people say you're lucky. I can't say I'm lucky. I say I'm blessed. Be back in a few. Okay, I about got this little project finished. I'm tagging them now. I'll put them in the, I've already got the broccoli in the grow tent and the cabbage. And I'm tagging these now, and I'll put these in there. Cauliflowers. I'll put all these in there. And I'll mix a little bit of Miracle Grow in a gallon of water. And I'll give these a little shot of good warm water where the soil's a little cold. And they'll take off. Cauliflower had a good root base, although it's smaller. I knew that one of them didn't grow as fast as the other, and the cauliflower was the one that come up last. The broccoli and the cabbage came up about together, but it took about another day and a half for the cauliflower to germinate more than the cabbage and the broccoli. The broccoli and the cabbage was coming up in 3 days. It was 4 or 5 days before the cauliflower came up. So it's a little smaller, but it had a good root base. So it's not going to hurt it. All right, that's ready to go back in the grow tent. I don't know why I don't. So that's ready to go back in the grow tent. Should start warming up February around here. It usually does, although last year was a cold spring, and I got everything out a little bit late. I like to have my potatoes out by the end of February, and I like to have my broccoli and cabbage and stuff like that out by the middle of March. Last year it was later than that, and my plants got to be a pretty good size, but they done well. So I mean, had a good garden, so I can't complain too much. But I'm gonna get these in the grow tent and give them some water with some fertilizer in it, and then I'll show you how it looks in the grow tent there. And I'll let you go for now. Again, if you like my videos, give them a thumbs up. If you would, subscribe. It'll help us out. And if you want to be notified when a video's coming out, well, hit the notification button and you'll be notified when it's coming out. So thank you for watching, and I'll be back in a little bit, show you in the grow tent how this stuff is sitting in there, and how it looks, and it'll be then next day or two I'll make another little video and show you how well it's growing. So have a blessed day, and God bless you is my prayer.